Hey now. How is everybody doing? Good to see everybody this evening. How are you guys? Hey now. Hey now. Can y'all hear me? Sorry, I'm late. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Everybody hear me loud and clear? Loud and clear. I'm looking for a loud and clear out there, ladies and gentlemen. A little late tonight. All right, so guys, check it out. We're going to hang out for about an hour. Just talk a little bit. I want to answer some questions that I got about the Elm Street set. And then after that, it's y'all show. Whatever y'all want to talk about, we can talk about. I've got 2 recommendations. Actually, I got a movie recommendation tonight. And we're just going to, it's y'all show. So let me say hello to everybody in the chat. And then we'll get going. We got Quentin Loves Trains. We got Melon Matt, Killer Pizza, Richard Stange, Michael Scholes, Gustavo Lopez, Julian E., Brian Perry. How are you? Iron Wolf, Adam. Beyond the Grave Media, how are you? Witch Hunter, how are you? Saturn Video, how are you? Slipknot fan. Yeah, that was my cover of that song, Slipknot fan. Frank's Media, how are you? Killer Pizza. Shaken Bacon, how are you? Dave Vanderhoff, how are you? Brian Sanchez, how are you? We got Dead Pit, how are you? Dead Pit. Z Pam, how are you? Eli Cortez, how are you? Tales from the Shelf, how are you? Ian Lives, how are you? Blu-ray Addict, how are you? Davey Deathray, how are you? Corey Wade, how are you? Adrian James, how are you? JG Michael, how are you? Chad 90 Fabrero, how are you? Fabrero 1, excuse me, how dare me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's scroll back up to the chat. All right. It's good to see everybody. Daniel Timms, how are you? Good to see you too. Pleasure's all mine. So guys, let's just hang out tonight. So here's the first thing I want to answer. First of all, I want to shout out Zero Sugar Vanilla Coke for not sponsoring the show, although they very well should. Let me get a sip of this real quick, guys. This is actually a good drink. Cheers. Yes, right, guys. Let's just drop a like on the show. Got 137 people in here tonight. All right, guys. So before we get into just bullshitting and having a good time tonight and just talking to you guys, first things first, I got a lot of questions about the Elm Street set. The first thing I want to know is this. Let me show you guys this right here. So the Zavi listing. People keep asking me, is this the same thing as what we're seeing posted? The answer is yes. You're probably wondering why Zavi hasn't updated the artwork. That's because Zavi sucks, okay? Zavi is trash. But it's the same thing if you ordered it from there, the Zavi US site. I don't recommend ordering from the non-US Zavi site if you're interested in this, guys, because I hear that it is a pain in the ass getting the stuff to ship to you. So I recommend what you should do is just go to Diabolic or Orbit because they're trustworthy. They're the best in the business as far as I'm concerned. I gotta say, I love Diabolic DVD. I've never had any issues with Diabolic. Orbit DVD, if it's in stock, that dude from Orbit, that guy with the mustache, that son of a bitch ships my stuff out within 12 hours every time. If it's in stock, 12 hours every time that dude fucking kills it. So I got I'm gonna be like Kevin Nash. I never had a problem with Orbit. Yeah, we always got along. I never had a problem with Orbit. No, for real. I never had a problem with Orbit. But if you order from Zavi US, you're probably all right. Now, it was confirmed that the theatrical and uncut version of Elm Street is on there. I want to say one of my laser discs. I see Dave asking about this. Yes, Dave. As far as you not seeing it before, I can't remember if it was on a DVD or not. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty damn sure my laser disc, my nice laser disc, is uncut. It's a little bit longer. I think there's a bit more exposition in the movie. Honestly, the truth is I haven't watched an Elm Street film in a couple years, so my memory is a little foggy because I've been anticipating finally seeing these movies in a higher quality. that I've avoided watching them. But do I think this set? Chad asks a good question. Do I think this set will be on Amazon? The answer, Chad. I thought it was Chad. Is Chad. Whatever. I'm gonna call you Chad. You're Chad tonight. Chad is asking if this is going to be an Amazon. The answer more than likely is no. Okay, so this is a UK set. Whether you're getting this from Zavi or Orbit DVD or Diabolic, this is a UK set. The reality is, if you want to go look at the UK set they did for The Exorcist last year, and the kind of a hard shell box and everything, you'll get a very good idea of what this Elm Street set is going to feel like. Obviously, we saw images of it, but you can get a really good bird's eye view of the presentation of what we're going to see. America, all they're doing is that attempt at a vintage video store steelbook cover with like Freddy versus Jason silhouettes on the front, and the standard slip, which is literally the remastered VHS and DVD artwork. Now, what's so funny about that, guys, is what's so funny to me about that is I remember joking about that, like, oh, you know, they're not going to do anything. They're not going to do new artwork for it, which of course they weren't. But like, it's not even like they used artwork from the DVD box set that's kind of like really dark red with like an embossed look of Freddy on the front. Like, it's that collection of DVDs. It's not even like they used that. They legitimately used artwork from 1999 or 1998 even for the remastered stuff. So it might have been like it might have been 2002 or 3. But my point is, over 20-year-old art was used for the 4K. And that's just funny. That is just funny to me. So the answer is, if you want that bigger set, if you are interested in that, guys, you're going to have to go. You're not going to get it off of Amazon. Now, I will say this, though, and this is a different situation. I have seen, it's not like it was a lot of them in stock, but the Exorcist set that I speak of, which was kind of like that bulkier deluxe set, I've been on Amazon before where I saw it like as a listing, but it was way overpriced. Like maybe somebody had one that they were selling third party on Amazon that was still Prime, but it was listed at like $90. Okay. So you're not going to see it at retail. You're not going to see it at MSRP, this set on that, you know? So I just want to make sure everybody's kind of clear on that. I'm not going to listen. You guys are all grown-ass adults. You guys get what you want, okay? If you're not interested in that, dude, then you don't have to get it. I mean, no judgment. It's your money. Do what you want. I just want to inform you guys. I want you guys to understand the Zavi listing is the same thing. Nuclear asks, will the uncut be in 4K also? Yes, that they did get right. That is going to be in 4K from what I remember, from what I heard. And I think that was talked about. That might have been discussed on Orbit. I can pull that up real quick and we can verify. But I remember people were messaging me saying, oh my God, Christian, they got it uncut. Speaking of uncut, did you guys see that they actually are doing, now I know it's not everybody's favorite movie, but did you guys see that they are doing Land of the Dead from Scream Factory, and they're 4K'ing the uncut version of that movie? I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, but I think that's great. It's not on Orbit. Where did I read that? Somebody sent it to me. If anybody remembers where it was, please let me know. I don't want to have too much dead air, so I'll leave it for now. But we'll move on. Well, my thing is, I was talking to Wes about this from Dead Pit the other day, and he was asking me basically, you know, what are my thoughts on Scream Factory today? And I was like, you know, they're clearly not they're not leading the charge anymore, and you know that's for a couple of reasons. Number one, the main reason Scream Factory is not ahead anymore is because it doesn't feel like it's a company that is ran by movie lovers. They've, in my opinion, they've more or less become what it feels like. Not most of the time is what they're called, a factory. That's the way it feels. But I will say this: I will give credit where I do think it's deserved. I do think it's deserved to note when they actually do something, they show a little bit of effort, right? Look, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to warrant a purchase for all of you guys, but I will say at least they put forth a little bit of effort on this run. Whether you like the titles or not, they're showing some effort in areas, right? Like they actually did put a little bit of effort with Shocker, with getting new interviews and things like that. They did put the uncut version of Land of the Dead on 4K. And the reason I say that, it's not like they shouldn't be doing that. It's not like I should be saying, yes, they did it. No. They should be doing that. The reason I say that it's good that they did it is because we bitched and complained. Who remembers when Life Force came out on 4K? Who remembers? Raise your hand if you remember when Life Force came out. Who was pissed off when they didn't put the uncut version of the movie on 4K? They put it on a Blu-ray. A lot of people were pissed off, and a lot of people voiced their opinion about that. So I think that they're like, wait a minute. Okay, we got to step things up back to a respectable level, I think. So my point is, I will give credit where it's due. They whether you like the titles or not, I do appreciate that they, step things up and brought it back to a more respectable level. I want to say this really quick. I want to recommend you guys to check out Turbulence from Kino Lorber. This was a great movie. Ray Liotta plays well, actually, I can't talk about it because it'll be a spoiler. But I will say this. Me and my wife watched this the other night, and we were just kind of watching it to kind of like lay in bed to get ready for work the next day. And I was going to watch half of it and cut it off and go to bed. I was so in it. I finished it that night. I completely finished the movie that night. So I love Turbulence. I think Kino Lorber is a great company, quite frankly. I mean, whether you have an issue with the sleepaway camp situation or not, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. My point is that I think they put out a lot of great titles. I think Turbulence was a great title that they put out. And I miss Ray Liotta. I wish he was still with this guy. So check that out. Anyway, so guys, this is your show tonight. So we have Elm Street coming out. We've got Friday the 13th, 09 coming from us, Arrow Video. We've got Trick or Treat coming. Hopefully we got Trick or Treat coming, but Michael Felsher has to get off his ass and list this thing. He said he was going to try to have it out for us by Halloween, guys, but the reality is he literally has a few days left, in my opinion, to actually launch that before shit hits the fan, and we're just not going to get it. And if we don't get it before Halloween, like, it's not the end of the world, but everybody wants to watch this 4K before Halloween. So I pray that we get a pre-order link up fucking any day now. Like, literally, like, within a week, I think we have to get this up. We have to. Unless they're already making all of this stuff right now, and they're not taking our money till that happens. I don't know. So I don't know, guys, but I'm hoping that happens very, very soon. Ecto Violence, how are you? I'm very pumped for Sudden Impact 4K. You talking about Sudden Death, Killer Pizza? Or is that another movie? Sudden Death is coming out with a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. 1996 with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Scream Factory Blu-ray era just had heart. It was a phenomenal era. And with that, I say,
I feel like people sleep.
Yeah, I was telling Wes, I said, please message Felcher and just be like, look, dude, just text him and say, man, that pre-order link better be hitting soon, huh? If we're gonna make it by Halloween. And I was egging him on to do it, but dude, he's got to list it. He has to list that. And if you guys remember what they looked like, can you tell me which cover art you were going for Trick or Treat? Did you like A, B, or C? If you guys remember, they swapped C to a new art. So if you guys remember that, let me know what you think. I have not seen the Turbulence sequels, and I was today years old when I learned there was Turbulence sequels, quite frankly. Robert says, I read recently that the transfer made for Day of the Dead was somehow destroyed. Have you heard anything about this? Robert, what I was told was, and this was from Cliff himself, McMillan, the reason Day of the Dead hasn't gotten a 4K is because they used the original to do a high-def transfer back in 2012 when it came out. 2013, not 12. It was 13, I believe. Or 14. no later than 14. But my point is, they got the inner positive, I think, possibly the negative, to do that back in the day. And the reason there's never been a 4K release, everybody's been like, why are you guys not doing that? The reason is not because Scream Factory doesn't think we want it. The reason is because um the elements have gone missing since then. That's what he said. They've been unable to locate them. They cannot find where the original elements of the film are now, and they can't find the elements that they used from 2013 to do the movie. So that's why it hasn't happened. But that's also why they've kept the movie in print on Blu-ray. So if you're wondering why Day of the Dead is still in print after all these years, I think that's your answer. So thoughts on In a Violent Nature 2 getting greenlit and currently being in production? They're gonna screw it up somehow. I like the movie, but watch, they're gonna no, I shouldn't say that. I don't know. I'll watch it when it comes out, and if I like it, I'll be the first to tell you if I like it. And if I don't, I'll be the first to tell you I don't like it. We do. This is a great thing. I want. This is something I want to be brought up tonight. Okay, because people were asking me about this. We have Friday the 13th Part 2 coming in from Paramount Scares. Now, a lot of people are upset about that because they want to own Friday the 13th Part 2 separately. This is what I'll say. I'm not listen, I swear to God, guys, I'm not trying to be a Paramount fanboy defender. I'm just telling you this because I know it's true. They are going to release Part 2 separately. They are. I'm telling you, if you want proof of the win, look for the rustling of the leaves, right? I said that on my news video. Paramount always gives you options. You could call it milking it, and I understand that, that's not an incorrect term, but the reality is you will get Part 2 as a separate release, and then you'll get it as a steelbook, hopefully with the waxwork slip that they did for Part 1. But I will say this, the majority of the people that I talked to, there was a few outliers. There were some people that were like, why are they doing this? The first one sucked. There was another section that said these titles don't make any sense. Breakdown isn't even a horror movie. But I felt like the majority of the people that reach out to me, I'm not saying this is the consensus of everybody, how everybody feels. Maybe you guys in the chat want to let me know. But I felt like the consensus of the people that I talked to were like, okay, well, these titles are at least good. Like last year we had Pet Sematary in there, but everybody already owned that, and everybody was like, oh, we got Crawl. Sweeney Todd was a kick in the balls to everybody. Nobody was happy about Sweeney Todd. So I feel like people, at least this time, were saying to themselves, okay, well, I mean, these titles, I like these titles. And remind me what the titles were, guys. We had Friday the 13th Part 2. We had Breakdown. What the hell else was in that box? Do you guys remember what was in that box? It wasn't bad titles. World War Z, and then it was something else. Somebody tell me what the fourth title was. Somebody what the hell was that fourth title? Son of a bitch. I can't remember. Orphan First Kill. Dude, I liked Orphan First Kill much better than the first movie. I thought Orphan First Kill was badass. I wish I would have saw that in theater. Does that need a 4K? I don't think so. I'll be honest. I'll be totally honest with you. I don't think Orphan First Kill is really a movie that I needed a 4K for, much less World War Z. But here's the thing, guys. Don't buy Paramount Scares 2 if you just want Friday the 13th Part 2, because you know they're gonna. I'm telling you, they're going to release it separately. I even if I get stuff that I get sent to review, I will never lie to you guys and say, oh, just get it. No. I'm going to be honest with you. If you're really just interested in Friday 2, guys, don't buy it. They will release it separately. You know they will. Okay. I'll be honest with you though. I mean, somebody said something about I want to talk about this in just a second, CPAM. I thought it was weird that they chose Breakdown 2. That movie is 100% thriller and action. Yeah, but at the end of the day, and you know what I do say? It's an incredible movie, and it deserves to be in that line more than so far. I'd say 65% of the movies that are in there. Like Breakdown to me is a 10 times better movie than World War Z or Orphan First Kill or Sweeney Todd or Crawl. I mean, Breakdown is a nail biter. I love it. So thank you, Dead Recliner. Yeah, I mean that was I was watch I literally I was so what happened was this when it came to redoing the movie shelves, they were in disarray. And I said to myself, I want to just pull everything off, make it look presentable to where I would come in here. It's nice to look at, it's comfortable to look at. And then I was watching Silence of the Lambs, and it was the scene where she's going to meet Lecter. And it's so funny because the Mandela effect always makes me think he's going to be saying hello, Clarice, but instead he says good morning. But I was looking at the surroundings. I was like, man, that brick is creepy. And I was like, I wonder if I can get brick for the horror room. So then I went on Amazon and I saw you can get their panels, their brick panels. So I mean, you could tell that they don't the panels are all different, so you don't see the brick lining up. But I read the reviews on it, and the reviews were reading like they were, you know, highly recommended. The ratings were good. So I got 30 panels, and it doesn't go all the way to the ground. You see where it goes about right there. But I thought it looked really good. When I got done, I was like, wow. And it does give the room like a little bit of a different feel. So I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Working on planning that now. It's the 50th episode coming up. So we're trying to figure out what we're doing. We could try and make it special for the 50th episode. I have not watched Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm not a superhero movie fan. I'm not into those. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying I'm not into them. I don't like they selling alien popcorn bucket before the movie release. This is not exclusive to Alien. I think every popcorn bucket I've purchased, it has been bought. I've purchased it before the movie came out. That's every one. Like I got the big Saw thing beforehand. The Scream. I know it was Alexis who got me the Scream head. That thing. I don't think the movie was even out yet. So that's just something that they're doing. They sell all of it early. So it's a rat race to get that kind of stuff. Yeah, Gizmo says the Nightmare on Elm Street 4K Steelbook has a promo of Freddy versus Jason on the cover and Freddy from Part 4 in the back. No new extras, but it's in 4K, so people will buy it. Warner Bros. Yeah, I don't think there's any new extras, but I know that they're porting over. It was on the Infinifilms release. It's called Never Sleep Again, which I had two people hit me up and say, dude, did you see we're getting Never Sleep Again? And I was like, no, we're not getting the massive documentary. No, it's a good feature. It's a vintage feature. It's from probably 2003 or 4, whenever the Infinifilm DVD came out, but it's about a 45 minute making of the movie, which is basically, going over the making of the first movie, the way it was done in whatchamacallit, the Never Sleep Again documentary that people were referencing, the big long one. It's not the same segment. It's another segment that was done from a different a different production company and everything that was made for that DVD. So that's the Never Sleep Again that's going to be on there. Let's see. Friday 2 was like the second or third best movie in that set. I mean, to me, that's the best movie. I think Friday the 13th Part 2, when it comes to slasher films, is sensational. I think Part 2 is just, all that and a bag of chips. But I'm also a huge Friday the 13th fanatic, so I'm sure I'm a little biased. What movie should you have chosen for Paramount Scares 2 set? That's a sensational question. What I would have done is, people are not going to like my answer, but I would have pissed people off a little bit again and had a re-release of Friday the 13th one more time, but I would have done Friday 1, 2, 3, and 4 as a scare set. And I would have not done silly slip covers. I would have done slip covers that were literally the movie posters over them, the way the first 4K came out. Do that for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Still have the magazine, the Fangoria magazine with Friday on the cover. The box would have been really cool. Patches and stuff like that. I would have done that. So people would have been a little bit, if I was in charge, people would have been annoyed because they would have said, oh, I got to rebuy part 1 again. But if you're asking me what I would have done, that's what I would have done. I would have done just a Friday the 13th version of that. Straight up. There you go. I have none of those movies in volume 2, so I'm excited for it. This is something interesting, Sammy. I think it's going to be really good. The issue is, and I really can't go into detail about this because I can't 100% verify this information, so I'm not even going to put it out there. All I'm going to say is I truly think Paramount restored the film Friday the 13th Part 1 the way it looked when it came out back in 1980. The issue is I don't think people liked the way that looked, but I think that they actually did a very authentic job on the 4K of Part 1. So I think they're going to just do a great job on 2 as well. Even though a lot of people didn't like the way Part 1 looked, I think that's truly, I've talked to people, I've had conversations with people that have seen prints of the film and remember seeing the film, and they described it. Yeah, it wasn't the super bright movie. But my point is, and this, I'm not going to get into the stuff I really want to say because I can't. But my point is, Part 2 is going to look, I think Part 2 is going to look sensational. And I will say this, when you look at the Screen Factory box set out of the first 4, I definitely thought Part 2 was the best looking one out of those. So, you know. Angel says, I hate that middle area on the shelf where it's smaller than the rest. I get it. You know, I think what ultimately the reason I did that, Angel, was I'm probably going to add one. You see how I got some space up there? I don't want to cover up too much of the brick because I like the aesthetic. I think the rationale in my mind was I wanted to make a steel bookshelf, which is what that is. The middle shelf, it's all steel books. And I was like, I want to have a spot to put a poster right there. Maybe something a little bit bigger, meaning like an 18 by 24. And then I'm not going to put anything else up on the wall because I don't want to cover too much of the brick. But that was the rationale I had. So I understand, though, because I used to have them together. Do you think they'd sell more if Paramount Scares Volume 2 was... Well, there you go. Yeah, like that's... I think it would sell extremely well. I saw Disturbia in the theater, Dylan. I thought that was a good movie. I really liked Disturbia. 230 people in here, guys. If you want to drop a like, I'd appreciate that. Guys, I don't want to talk about me tonight, but I will say this. I've been busting my ass on YouTube. I've been trying to do a good job, and I appreciate everybody watching and commenting and liking and stuff like that. Do me a favor. If you can help me, every now and again, just share out my video on a Facebook group or show it to a buddy. Hey, man, you're into horror stuff? Why don't you check out this channel I watch, blah, blah, blah. I think we can get 30,000 subs by Halloween. I think it's possible. I think I'm about to hit 28. I'm less than 20 away from 28K. And guys, I think I think we can do it. Yeah, I'm at 27,981. I really think it can happen. Now, that's not me saying you guys make my channel grow. No, I'm going to put in the work still. I'm going to continue to upload and try to make content that you guys are interested in. But if you can, just share the page to somebody, share the channel to somebody. I know you're into horror stuff. Why don't you just check this channel out? You might dig it. That's all I'm asking. I think we can do it, guys. I really do think we can do it. Anthony O'Donnell with the $10 super chat. Hello, Planet CHH. Sorry I haven't talked to you in a while. Been busy. Can't wait for the Nightmare on Elm Street 4K UHD. At least we're getting something. First of all, thank you so much. Anthony, let me give you a little something.
I feel like people sleep.
Thank you very much, man. Don't worry about it. If you're busy, I get it, man. It's good. It's good. I got you tonight. It's good to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much, man. Like she said, yeah, the bucket hit the shelves pretty early. So that's just kind of how they roll. I will, guys. Check out Suede's Deadpool and Wolverine review. Cody, I've got it, baby. I've got it. Check my Instagram. Check the community tab on my page. I posted a picture of it. That would have made a lot of sense, wouldn't it, Jed? An egg. Thoughts on the Elm Street Collector's Edition Steelbook? I mean, it's the original poster, Melon Matt. I mean, that's awesome, right? But like I said, the Never Sleep Again documentary, I'm not saying that you're confused with that, but just double checking. People realize the Never Sleep Again segment is not the documentary, the big documentary. It's a segment that was done for the Infinifilm that has the same name. Steve, what's going on? What's going on, Christian Plant CHH? When's the next stream of Tabata Vision? We're figuring that out. Brandon kept up with. If it wasn't for Brandon, I wouldn't have realized it was the 50th episode. But he was like, dude, we got 50 coming up. So we're trying to figure out something special for that. What should I watch tonight to CHH and everyone in the chat? Turbulence, starring Ray Liotta. Can I get some love in the chat for Turbulence? I don't know if we're gonna do a true crime episode. We just did one, which I enjoyed, but I don't know if we're gonna do more. My wife's favorite way to watch movies is DVD. Can I do anything to save her? Listen, dude, there's nothing wrong with DVD. But you need to start just like, you have to make it an experiment for her, and you got to say, hey, listen, let me show you what 4K UHD can do. And you need to try to do a comparison. Show her a movie that you have on DVD in 4K, a good rated 4K, and show her the difference. Once she's aware of the difference, it then becomes a virus that you can't get out of. Ask anybody in this chat. We didn't miss 4K before we had it, but once you started watching stuff on 4K and you started getting used to the quality, it's really hard to go backwards. We're all diseased watching this. We are all mentally diseased. We got a $15 super chat from the Mountain Veteran. If we didn't boycott the 1980 Olympics, would have Carrie Von Erich won gold. One of the Von Erich brothers. First of all, thank you so much, Mountain Veteran. Let me give you a little something.
I feel like people sleep.
Dude, I'll tell you what, there ain't nothing like them Von Erichs. Legends. I know people in this show saw the Iron Claw. I'm so glad we got one Von Erich kicking, doing a good job, man, raising his kids. Just sad though, thinking about them. Thank you so much, Mount Veteran. CHH, can you recommend Ghost Watch from 101 Films? Dude, yeah, I've got the box set back there. One of the creepiest found footage movies. I call it found footage. It's through the premise of a BBC news show. Not that BBC, another BBC, the British broadcast. It's through the premise of like a BBC news station. I tell you what, Boba Fett's, if you have seen The Conjuring 2, you've seen Ghost Watch. That's the way to put it. When people go and watch Ghost Watch after they've seen The Conjuring 2, they say to themselves, holy shit, Conjuring 2 they ripped off Ghost Watch. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Ghost Watch is fucking awesome, dude. Yes, I highly recommend that. We got a $20 super chat from Anthony O'Donnell. Hey, pal, I just got Video Violence 1 and 2 and slashers from Terror Vision. You got me hooked on them. Anthony, that's so awesome, dude. Let Terror Vision know whenever you can that I hooked you up or got you into them. I got you into Terror Vision, dude. They have treated me like gold. I really get along with the Terror Vision people. And I really like them. I think they're a solid company. Every release I've watched and have from them, Anthony, and I'm not just saying this. Every release I have from them, you can tell it's from people that are film lovers, and they go out of their way to get like the Nail Gun Massacre 4K. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but if you want to learn about the movie as well, Anthony, there's no stone left unturned on that release, that 4K release. There's so much stuff to go through. So they're a great company. I think they're going to get, in the next year or two, Anthony, I think they're going to get like a title that people are going to be like, whoa. And I tell you what, dude, they're putting out the Return of the Living Dead 2 vinyl. I ordered the biggest bundle. My wife was pissed, but I ordered the biggest bundle they had from Return of the Living Dead 2, dude, with the shirts and the pint glasses and all that. Oh, man, I can't wait. I can't wait. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. So I'm excited for that. Thank you so much, Anthony. I appreciate it, dude. Let me give you this in case I didn't.
I feel like people sleep.
I did see In a Violent Nature. I enjoyed it, but I totally get why people don't. It's not for everybody. That POV kind of voyeurism style, it works for some people and it doesn't for others. It's not a movie where I think you're right or wrong. I never really think somebody's right or wrong unless they just have a really out there opinion that just doesn't make sense. But I think that's a movie where I totally understand why people don't like it, and I can understand why people like me do like it. So a fan did do that themselves, Hard Films. I think it's even on YouTube. The issue is I think it's in 4:3, right? Because it was, I can't remember. I'd have to watch again on a Blu-ray. But I don't know. It may be possible. That may be possible. I agree. We are going to get another Steelbook. I bet money. Let's see. Let me scroll down to the comments because I am way behind, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going all the way down. I'm so far behind. Jesus Christ, I am so far back. All right, guys, we're resetting, going to the bottom of the chat. Boom. Very bottom. Boom. Hold really quick. Yeah, so they talked about this. Pizzal was telling me that the guy, Peter Bracke, actually had to drive to Carl Fullerton's house. They got the tape. Then they had to bring the tape to a studio where they had to literally, because they do this with audio masters, right? Like a lot of 80s records that I love, when they get remastered, they have to literally bake the tapes to get the tape firm enough to be able to play it straight through clean. But after that, it'll wear right down. So they had to do that with this VHS tape just to process that. That was the door shutting on the golden era of Scream Factory, in my opinion. We got $1.99 from Smith's Grove. Thank you so much. Is Long Legs horror film of the year thus far? For me, it is. But I'll tell you something. I've had a number of people say, yo, go see Oddity. It's better. So, you know. In a Violent Nature is not even POV. It's like a third-party video game, and the entire time spending time with the characters. The Thing 4K is so expensive. It shouldn't be. It looks really good. Jaws the Revenge looked really good. They also did the alternate ending as a special feature in 4K. I really wish they would have put it in the movie as a 4K. So, who else we got in the chat tonight? See Garrett. What's up, Garrett? Born to be Red. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Y'all check out Garrett over there. He's got a great channel. 1999 from Tyler. First time finally catching a stream. Reach out a while back to show you a Return of the Living Dead license releases I was a part of. I want to work on shirts or some things for the channel. Dude, that's awesome. That is fucking awesome, Tyler. Let me give you a little clip, brother.
I feel like people sleep.
Yeah, man. Reach out to me too. Hit me up on the gram, brother. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys are very generous tonight. God bless each and every one of y'all. Very generous. Let's see what else. Where were we? Will we ever get a new Nightmare film? I really don't know, Mel and Matt. I think probably. I think the wheels turn very slow, but I think they're turning. I think we'll get a new Nightmare film. I'm still choosing Maxine over Longlegs. I can respect that. I loved Maxine, but it's really interesting how people didn't they liked it, but a lot of people are just like, "Oh, this is my least favorite," which is interesting because, like, I kind of understand, right? They'll say, "Oh, this movie did not feel like the other two," because I think there is connective DNA between Pearl and X in the sense that maybe it's the location of the film being in the same place and stuff. Like, I can see how they kind of feel the same, but for me, it's just like, dude, Maxine. First of all, and I'm just gonna sound like a pig, but Mia Goth was sexy as a blonde. I mean, that was to me, that was the hottest she ever looked. And I love her in Maxine. She owned it. She had so much charisma. She was a badass. I loved her friend that worked at the video store. Um, to me, it just worked. You know, it was pomp and the whole movie was pomp and circumstance, and having Kevin Bacon in there gave it to me. Like that's the other thing. I don't see Kevin Bacon as a huge movie star anymore. I actually see Kevin as a guy. He's a legacy guy. He's still a movie star. But my point is, I feel like Kevin had his time. He had his time to be front and center. Now I feel like he's had his say. Now he's just taking fun roles and doing cool things and being characters. And I feel he actually was perfect for this movie. I'm a horror comedy guy as well, and that's the other thing. So I think I understand it, but for me, the best out of the three was definitely Maxine, or my favorite was Maxine as well. So I feel you on that, dude. That Thanksgiving Steelbook is a beauty. You grabbing it? Fuck yeah, I'm grabbing that, dude. Are you kidding me? Did you see that? There is a turkey on the front of it. A turkey. They put a damn turkey on the Steelbook. We still have Cuckoo, Alien, Romulus, and Terrifier. I'm gonna make a bold statement right now. I'm gonna make a bold statement right now. Terrifier 3 is not going to be the best movie this year, and I'm gonna tell you why. You guys can't listen. You cannot replicate what happened with Terrifier 2. And you may say to yourself, well, what do you mean, Christian? Listen, what we experienced with Terrifier 2 was literally history, right? That's what should have happened with Adam Green, in my opinion, with his movie Hatchet 2 or 3. That should have happened. And it almost did. I learned now that Hatchet 2 was going to theaters. It got pulled. He got the rug swept from under him. But my point is, you cannot replicate the pop culture sensation that we all went through with Terrifier 2. There's no way he's going to top Terrifier 2. You can't do it. And if that's going to be Damien's best movie, he's going to be all right. Do I think Terrifier 3 is going to be good? Of course I do. Is it going to eclipse Terrifier 2? I really don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible. What he did with that movie, and to me, was perfect the over-the-top slasher. I think he perfected it. A little long, but there's no way he's topping Terrifier 2. No way. Late Night with the Devil is my second favorite. I fucking loved it. I didn't even know that there was any sort of AI stuff in there. Now I understand people's gripes, like, no, we don't want that movies. I totally get you. But if they did it out of sheer necessity, I guess I can forgive that. But I hear the people. I don't want AI in movies. I don't want it. It should be used as a tool, not as a way of actually, making movies. So I didn't get the Ring 4K collection. I'm gonna tell you why. A bit. Y'all got some funny names. Abyss Lawal, however you say that. I don't like the sequel or the third one, so I passed on it. I didn't get it. I'm enjoying it privately, Ryan. I will say this: I have met Lucille. I stopped talking about Walking Dead because people were really bumming me out. And they weren't meaning to, but my point is, what was going on was people were straight up saying, "Oh, it's about to get shitty. It's about to get shitty." And I was getting bummed out watching it to where I wanted to not watch it anymore. So I said to myself, "Christian, stop talking about it. Just stop talking about it." So I have met Lucille. I will put it to you like that, Ryan. I don't think I'm gonna get Bill and Ted's trilogy box set. I don't think so. I think Blu-ray is fine for those. That's for me anyway. Oddity was good, but Long Legs was better. I agree. I love Derek Mears. I really do. Now, guys, if I miss your comment, I do apologize. I'm doing my best. I really am. Yes, I like Mandy quite a bit, Nick. I remember watching that when that to me that was the start of the Nick Cage renaissance, and I remember watching that and I was like, God damn. You didn't like the ending of Maxine? Yeah, when I heard Ty West do his top 4 movies for like Letterboxd or IMDb or Letterboxd, like on Instagram shorts and stuff, when he said Vice Squad, it literally, because I love Vice Squad, I have that from Scream Factory. When he said Vice Squad, and I had already seen Maxine at this point, the movie literally clicked in my head. I was like, oh my God. Of course this guy loves Vice Squad. I saw the DNA of Vice Squad in Maxine, which is another thing. If people haven't seen Vice Squad, go pick that up from Scream Factory. Incredible movie. I totally see it now. So I totally see where Ty West was coming from with that. Why does Kevin Bacon always play the bad guy? I think I honestly think he wants to, Alexis, like, because I mean, look at what the guy was doing before his whole career, right? I mean, he was dancing and he was actually that's not true. He started playing bad guys a while back, like Hollow Man. He played a creep in Hollow Man. That was like 2000. But again, I think he had his say with being the leading guy for a number of years. He did a movie. I actually like it. It's a charming rom-com. Okay, it's called He Said, She Said. I actually really recommend it. It's from 91. It's a love romance movie. It's got the woman who she's in Miracle on 34th Street, the remake. She was Fred's wife in the Flintstones movie, redhead woman. Gorgeous woman. It's actually I love it. It's a really charming rom-com from 91 with Kevin Bacon and her. I forget her name. But I think after a while he was just like, man, it's time to I want to do my thing. I like him playing bad guys. I really do. I don't know if I see Kevin Bacon as Freddy. I mean, I'm not saying he can't do it, but like I really don't think people could like it because they've heard about it so much and they're so used to. I shouldn't say that. What do I know? Maybe he could do it. I don't know. I don't know. People didn't think Michael Keaton could have been Batman, and guess what? He proved everybody wrong. So who am I to say? Who am I to say? I agree with this. I actually do agree with that. He is getting his Hollywood Walk of Fame alongside John Carpenter. Clint Howard being in Terrifier 3 is awesome. You're right. I've never heard a college kid talk about Terrifier. I tell you how I heard about Terrifier. So I watched All Hallows Eve on DVD. And I had a magazine from Rue Morgue or Horror Hound, one of the magazines I get, right? And there was an article about Art the Clown, and it was Damien Leone talking about how the movie was basically spurred from people being like, yo, that clown was really cool. Why don't you do Facebook messages and stuff for people saying like, yo, we love that clown from All Hallows Eve. Like, yeah, the movie was good, but that clown. And eventually he was like, the writing's on the wall, you know? So then I was reading about that movie well before it came out. and I was excited. And then getting the Blu-ray was a pain in the ass. I remember trying to get the Blu-ray was like, I had to go on the black market to buy it at the time. It was just impossible to get. Should MTV actually get a physical release? Should MTV Scream actually get a physical release? Seems the show is literally nearly impossible to see now. I think so. I think it should get a release. I remember trying to watch that when it came out, but I realized at the time I was just, it wasn't for me. I'll be honest with you, David. The coffee table, this is the first time I'm hearing about it. Message me on Instagram, David, if you're on there. Tell me more about this. My favorite Kevin Bacon movie is Death Sentence. Ian's got to check out the coffee table. Check out my Kevin Bacon horror retrospect. I watched that. I'm sorry. He's talking to the chat, not me. He's been doing villains almost his whole career. He's amazing with those characters. Yeah. Like I said, Hollow Man's one of my favorites, man. He plays a creep in Hollow Man. That movie gets really fucking dark. Found Body Double on VHS at a yard sale. Very nice. Ashton Luck, hi guys. We're about to hit the 1 hour mark. I know my set is about to end. I'm not going to overstay my welcome. I want to say this, guys. Crazy show tonight. We had 220 concurrent viewers for most of the night. Rapid questions to wrap this up. I'm going to take 5 questions. I don't care what it is. It can be crazy. It can be movie related. It can be wild. I'm going to answer it. And then I'm going to get all of us. We're going to be on our merry way. Okay. We're all going to be on our merry way tonight. Right. We're going to have fun. I had fun tonight, but I'm not going to bullshit you guys too long and overstay my welcome. Question 1, any tips for reaching a bigger audience with my YouTube channel? Don't get me wrong. I love my growing community, but I want to reach a broader audience. I get this question a lot. And the reality is some people, I don't feel this way, but I've had a few people just kind of take notice of my channel over the last couple of years. And I get it because that's where my growth has really come from. I was a 12 and I'm not saying I'm a success, but I think the impression some people have is like, I just started showing up. I started getting recommended on YouTube. People were seeing my videos now. I was growing at a faster rate. New people are coming to the shows. You can look in the chat tonight. Got a lot of new names. I was a 12-year overnight success, and I'm not a success. I'm not jaded. I am a speck of dust. My point is, you can't expect to just, and I'm not saying you're saying this, Ian. Every day, put a video on, as often as you can, put a video on this website. Cover what you're interested in. Be passionate about it. And it just takes time. It just takes time. Brand yourself as much as you can. That's something I learned the hard way. I dare say rebranding my channel saved me. I've talked about this a few times, but I was literally this close to shutting it all down. I was so burnt out because I was Christian Hannah horror. And I couldn't talk about Back to the Future. I couldn't talk about Death Wish, although that movie ironically has way more deaths than any slasher film. I couldn't talk about Rambo. I branded myself. I opened up the doors and I said, guys, I'm not being honest with you. You're not, you guys don't know who I am. I come on here and I put a mask on like I'm fucking, like I'm a vampire that doesn't watch TV. All I do is I come out of my coffin and watch horror movies. That's not who I am. That doesn't mean I don't love horror movies, but I rebranded myself and I dare say it saved me. So my point is, if I can attempt to make one, bring yourself to your channel, talk about the things you're interested in, and try to make videos that you want to watch. Right? Make the kind of, what do I like? I like videos where I feel like I can sit down and talk to, like I'm talking to somebody and we're having a conversation. And so that's what I attempt to do, you know. I'm not as charismatic as a lot of people out there. So what I just try to do is the equivalence of, hey dude, come here, come on, let me show you something real quick. And then I talk to you. That's the approach I have. And that works for me. Okay. So, and here's the thing, you're young, dude. You're still figuring out who you are. I don't want to get too personal about you in front of 170 people right now, but like you're still figuring yourself out, dude. You know, and it took me, it's going to come. It's going to come. And the beauty is people can go to my channel and they can see how I've changed and how I've evolved since the start of my channel. I started YouTube when I was a kid. I started when I was 20 years old. And I'm 32 now. Okay. So let me move on because I need to do more questions. Let me scroll back up so I can see who is asking something. Thoughts on Underwater 2020 needs a 4K. I thought I was going to hate that movie. I'll be honest with you. Ecto, great channel, by the way, guys. Check him out. I thought I was going to hate that movie, but I actually thought it was okay. But I was embarrassed to say I liked it because that girl was kind of a laughing stock on the internet at the time. What's her name? Kristen Stewart. She actually really won me over though when she did an interview on Howard Stern when she was playing Princess Diana in a movie, and I watched her interview with Howard Stern, and she was amazing. She was very poised. She didn't act like a celebrity. She talked normal, and so like I really won her over. I think her acting in those old Twilight movies just kind of made her the butt of the joke, but I actually think she was a really cool girl. So, all right, we got 3 more questions. All right, let's see. Thank you very much, Take Scare Me. I appreciate that. What's your hope? This is a great question. What's your hopes wish list for the next Friday the 13th video game? That's a great question. Jason X needs to get some love. Honestly, I want something similar to the last game we have, but just maybe a little bit more smoother operating system. Let's get some actual songs that we heard from the movies in there. Let's license the songs from the movies in the game. Man Behind the Mask, Felony, Hard Rock Summer, Darkest Side of the Night, fucking Lion, Love Is a Lie. Let's really make it immersive to the movies. Right? That's what I want. All right, we got 2 more questions. Let's see. What can you tell us about Sandpiper Pictures? Not a goddamn thing. Was it you that bought Invaders from Mars, guys, was a Tobe Hooper film. Or excuse me, it is like it's something else now. Invaders from Mars is a Tobe Hooper film that came out from Scream Factory, which I fortunately have the Scream Factory release, and then it went out of print, and then all of a sudden it comes back in print from Sandpiper Pictures. It's like this cheap ass looking Blu-ray. I can't tell you a damn thing about Sandpiper Pictures. That's a terrible name too. Sandpiper. Oh man. We got a question. This is our last one for the night, guys. Are you getting the Arrow Sounds and Lambs 4K? I don't know. I have the Kino Lorber one. They did a great job on that. I also have the Criterion Blu-ray, which honestly I like the picture quality on that a little bit more than the 4K. So I think that's gonna probably wrap me up for the Silence of the Lambs. So listen, guys, God bless you. If there's anything, if you watch this in the replay, if you do have any other kind of question about Elm Street, we never talked about this. The release date. When is the release date? Nobody knows when the release date is. Not a damn person knows. My guess is probably late October, possibly November. We'll see though, guys. But listen, God bless you guys tonight. Great crowd tonight. Y'all take it easy. Go enjoy your night. I'm sure there's a lot of great shows coming on tonight after this, or right now you can go hop on. But thank you guys for hanging out. Drop a like on this, guys. God bless you, and I'm sure y'all will get a video from me tomorrow. Take care. Good night, y'all. Love y'all.